Welcome to Aaron Plays. In this episode we'll be doing the French 6th turn of La Bataille de Hanau. This is the 1530 turn. There are a total of 12 turns, so we're at the conclusion of this turn we will be halfway through the game. This might be the right time to recheck the victory conditions for this scenario. So this is the battle for of October the 30th, because it continued on to the next day. So the victory conditions are, and it's done on points. So the French gain points if there are no Allied units north of this stream here. Now I'm taking north as north. If they're on this side, that's to the west of the stream. So north of this stream, there are none. By the end of the 12th turn, the French gain 30 points. They also get half a point for each step of Allied losses eliminated. And they get 1 point for each step of French exited in good order off the road in this direction here. Okay, so 1 point. And they get 10 points for each enemy leader eliminated. So at the present moment, they're on 0 because there's still one Allied unit here. Well, I say they're on 0. They have inflicted quite a few losses on the Allies. So, but for that 30, none. So far, there are 39 steps of Allied losses. So let's say 40. That's 20 victory points at the present moment. They haven't exited anything of the road, and there's no any leaders eliminated. So that's how the French gain victory points. For the Allies, for each French step eliminated, 1 point, so they're twice as valuable. Except for the Imperial Guard, they're 2 points per step. The road exit, and if an Allied unit also exits off that road on the 12th turn, they get 20 points for that. A unit anywhere on a hex on the road from Leipzig to Frankfurt, so Leipzig all the way down this road. Okay, 20 points. So the French have got to clear them from that. Hanau, if that is held, well, at least one unit, 20 points. And then for each French leader eliminated, 10 points. So Hanau is going to be a tough nut to crack. The French have definitely got to clear this road. Otherwise they're gaining 20 points. I can't see the French taking this town, but who knows. And then the losses. Well, as I say, we're going to go through losses in a minute. Once you add up the 2 points, if there's a difference of 0 to 30 points in your favour, it's a marginal victory. 30 to 60 points in the side's favour and operational. And more than 60 points is a big victory. Neither side can really get a decisive because the French are really retiring, trying to get away from Leipzig, and the Austrians and Bavarians are just trying to stop them from escaping, slow them down and such forth. So no chance of really a decisive victory. With that all said, let's go into the turn. Set sequence. The first step is army morale. Now, on the coalition's 5th turn, their morale cracked. They took more than 60 points of losses plus disordered units. So let's see where they are now. So the French, they've got 19 step losses and they've got 10 units disordered. So that takes their army morale to 29. The coalition have got 39 step losses and 20 units disordered, taking their army morale to 59, which means they have temporarily recovered. So what does that actually mean in game terms? Whilst their army morale is demoralised, each unit takes a -1 on their morale. So they've recovered from that potential. That means that every unit that was testing for its morale does not suffer that additional -1. If they go beyond their army morale again, they do not suffer the 1 turn check where every unit checks its morale. They sort of managed to skip that last time because they didn't have really any fresh units with a step loss. I say fresh, any unit in good order that had taken a step loss, but they will no need to worry about that check again. French command status. So the Emperor is here, and are all of his commanders within 10 hexes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No. We have one commander, Bastiani, who's out of command. So let's mark him as such for the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, all the other commanders are within his range. So what does that do for Sebastiani? That means that if he wants to do anything, he needs to pull back towards his commander. His units are all in command because they've got to be within 6 hexes of him. So they are in command of him, but he cannot move any more away from the little corporal. So, other than that, yes, the rest of the French army is in command. Cavalry charge phase. Do I want to bring any of the cavalry to charge? So the question is, I've got fresh cavalry here. I could threaten, there's a gun battery and infantry unit here. There's another infantry unit here, but there's also some cavalry here that could countercharge. So if I threaten this, this is light cavalry, because it's got a movement value of 10. So it's got a charge radius for countercharge of 2 hexes, so it could countercharge to here. So, do I want to force these guys into square? Would they go into square? Probably. The answer is no. There are no French cavalry charges. French movement phase. Well, this is going to be quite intricate over here because I want to pull back most of that cavalry. But I'm actually going to start on this side. Okay. This unit here is an artillery battery. It's disordered. He can't actually cross this river, either in disordered state or in normal state. The only way he can cross is a bridge here, which my guys are covering. However, these guys are going to advance across the river. Which uses all their movement points, so they will gain a fatigue point for doing so. Now, the Imperial Guard, they are on 6 fatigue points, which means that their morale drops by a point. Now, if I don't do any moving with them, and they don't fire or involve in melee, they will recover 2 fatigue points, which I think is what I'm going to do with them. The guard they can change formation, which I will do with them, but as long as they don't move or don't spend any move to a new hex, let me double check that, see if they can change formation. It says unit moved. Changing formation is not an actual move, so they will do that. They will form into columns. Okay, that's a battery. All right. And that's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. A horse battery here. That's going to go 2, 3, 4, 5. Another 3 to cross the stream. 6, 7, 8. 2 to change formation. Let's just make sure I make the right cross. 2 to change formation. 2, 3, cross 3 into the hex. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's as far as it can go. Is there. Okay. The other thing I'm trying to recover here, there are 3 leaders that also I'm going to move with those units to recover losses. Call the guys back to the colours. Remember, every step loss is not outright casualties, it could be stragglers and such forth, and by not moving the unit or a leader, you can summon the guys back to the colours. Okay, Victor here has got 2 units. His actual own unit is going to stay, is going to move, but not just yet. Yes, so it's 1 to change formation, 2, 3, bonus for stream, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that means Victor's Corps are going to increase their fatigue because a unit has expended over 50% of its movement value. Alright, this artillery battery, just here, okay, 2 to limber, so horse artillery, 3 to go into that hex, plus another 3 for crossing the stream, so that's 6, 7, 8. Outside the charge range here. Okay, this is a foot battery. Now, as a foot battery, ideally I would like it to go here, but then he'd be within charge range of this cavalry. And limbered artillery against cavalry, don't fancy those odds. So let's do that just out of range. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now we start with the tricky stuff. Now, that is Sebastiani. He can't move away, but these guys are in his command range. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bonus of the stream, 6, 7, 8, 9. That will do there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the stream. 5, 6, 7, 8 there. Okay. I want to pull back these disordered units so they can recover. Okay, so this stack here, let's move these fatigue dice out the way. Alright. Now, Sebastiani must move back towards the Emperor. But I also want to keep his guys within his command range. So the Emperor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I need him to be around here at least. Because the Emperor's not moving because he's recovering morale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if I move Sebastiani back to there. Yep. That's this stack. Now as they disengage from the square does get an opportunity fire shot. Okay, squares have got a firepower of 1, so they need a 6. However, we do know these Austrians from old, they like rolling their 6s. I called that one in, didn't I? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay. Oh, it makes me chuckle. Alright, so that is unit number 24. Okay, that's their first step loss. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. 16% chance, guys, 16%. 60% chances happen 50% of the time. Right. Let's get these. So they're going back to there. Hopefully these should all recover this turn. Put their fatigue next to them. Okay. These guys aren't moving. Neither are these. And neither are these. I'm going to put the 5 down by the side. I did have the wise idea to put it on the top, but it makes the stacks a little bit untenable. Okay, so this is a foot battery. So crossing the stream is going to be a little bit tricky. If we're here, yes, let's go here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now San Sebastian's cavalry did move more than 50%. So there we go, their fatigue increases. And Salty's Guard cavalry did not. Victor's already done. France haven't moved. And McDonald's I've already done for fatigue for movement. Victor's not moved, and the unit he's stacked with hasn't moved. Okay, that's one of McDonald's units. Truo, he's stacked with unit 30. They haven't got any losses. Okay, so Druo is going to move over to here. There's some guard infantry, but they won't be able to recover anything. This infantry will spend 1 to go into column. Change facing. On the first movement, nothing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, so at the end of the movement phase, let's see if I've recovered any steps. So this unit here, stacked with Victor, morale check. The morale on counter is 10. However, they are fatigued at the moment, so their morale is 9. They do not. Okay, so this unit here, their morale printed is 11. He gives them a 3. Oh, wait. Yeah, he gave him 1 bonus, but still wasn't with an 11 score. That's not good enough. This unit stacked with Freya, anything but a 12. So they recover 1 step, and that's unit number 2. Okay. That's the 2nd Chasseurs of the Imperial Guard. And the unit stacked with Napoleon. Again, anything but a 6. They recovered. And they are unit, I think it was unit number 1. It is indeed, that is the 1st Chasseurs of the Imperial Guard. Who've now got no losses. Okay, so that concludes the movement phase. Defensive fire phase. So we will start down here. Okay, gun v gun. 4, 3, 2. So these are 5 or 6. I think I'm going to change that dice. Okay, so that is battery number 27. Okay, so that takes a half a step with artillery take. Oh, so we've still got to take morale check though. And his morale is 9. Yeah, they're okay. Moving along. We're determined that's got no line of sight. Right, this disordered unit here. Disordered got all round facing, so with a firepower of 1. Right, can they do 3 6s in a row? Okay, yes they can. Yeah. Starting to think this dice might not be that balanced. Anywho. So on this unit here, that is unit 28. He takes a step loss. And then a morale check. And his morale is 8. Just. And this disordered unit here. Right, now 4 6s. I'm thinking this dice is broken and I'm going to replace it. 4 6s in a row. No, 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 no. Okay, so with the dice replaced, I'm going to redo that roll. If this rolls a 6, then I know it's just the dice gods are definitely against the French. 5. Okay, so that's a miss. Yes, it was only on a 6 that there was an actual hit. Any Austrian officers out there saying, oh, I should have applied that 4 6 row. Sorry, no. No, 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 no. 4 6s in a row. Whew. There is the culprit. It has been officially removed from the game. But now it's at least allowing me to dig out 2 white dice, so when they take in morale, I don't have to worry about the black dice. So there we go. Let's see how that fares. Anyway, that's the end of defensive fire. Offensive fire. Okay. So I'm going to start with... Where's the red dice gone? This battery firing at the square. So he's got a 5 6, 5, 4, 3, but improved by 1 to 4 because they're in the square. There's no terrain there, is it? No. Okay. So if I value of 4, and a roll of 3, I don't think that's good enough. 4, 3, it's a morale check. Morale check. So their morale is 8. They're not taking that extra -1 anymore, so their morale is 8. Alright, they failed the morale. But it's like the dice say, no, we can roll 6s too. Oh, this hobby of ours, it does create some chuckles at times. Right, so okay, so they disorder. Sorry, Mark. Mark, by the way, is my opponent. Okay. 1, 2. So we're in turn 6. So they get this little 6 marker on them. And we can still face them that way. Yep. Okay, so that's that battery. This battery here. Alright, so that would be, should I combine? I think this might be the time to combine. So this one will give 7, 6, 5 in the difficult 4, and this will be 5, 4, 3 in the difficult 2. 4 plus 2. So those two combine, it will be 6 firepower onto this battery. Yeah, battery stuff, so 6. Can the French roll a 6? No. With a 2, that's 1 step loss, which will be taken on the infantry. Unit 34. That's their actual first loss. But the morale is done on the 8 on the top. They buckle too. Okay, that's interesting. 1, 2. So 1, 2, 6 markers. You do realise that this is going to push their army morale over for their actual turn. That's both of those batteries fired. This battery here, checking line of sight, can see this unit. So that's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Can you see the cavalry? Better target. Yeah. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. We'll go for the cavalry. Yeah. 5 value of 3, -1 for the lights, so it's 5 value of 2. Needs a 5 or a 6. That is a hit. Just double check that. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, -1 for the lights 2. Yes, that's a hit. So that's unit number 5. Unit 5. That's their first loss. Their morale is 8 on the counter. The leader gives them a morale of 9. Yeah, they're okay. Right, that's that battery. This battery. Okay. Now, can you actually see there, centre to centre? Yes. Alright, so the battery is combining with this infantry into this pile of hopefully soon to be routed guys. So the battery 6, 5, 4. No lights in the way. 4 plus 3 from the infantry, that takes it to 7. It's there. 7. With a 3, it's 1 step loss. That's on unit 14. Now their morale is always in the grey, so that means that their printed morale is 1 lower. So the morale is 8, 1 lower because they're in the grey, 7, but they are also disordered, which takes them down another 2, so their morale is 5. They took it. I'm a little stunned by that. They took it. Because that would have been nice. Bunch of routers there. Wheeling their way down towards Vienna, is it? Down that way. Okay. But they took it. This battery onto them, 6. with a 4. 1 step loss on the guns. That's unit 21. Yeah, that finishes them off. So they are removed from play. Okay, and then just leaves McDonald here. Onto this ad hoc go now. 5/3. With a 4, it's 1 loss on unit 26. Okay, that takes them into the grey. So now, but they have got the leader with them. So their morale printed is 8. Leader takes them to 10. Grey takes them 9, and Disordered takes them to 7. Love it, love it. Shoot us some more. Okay, so no routing. I was seriously hoping to get something on these guys, but it didn't occur. So that's offensive fire. The question is, do I want to melee? Okay, melee. Just the one. This unit here will melee this unit here. There are 3 steps in this unit, multiplied by 2, which is their melee value. 2 times 3 is 6. This unit over here has got 2 steps remaining and they're disordered, so the melee value is 1. 1 times 2 is 2, so it's 3 to 1, and the generals cancel each other out. So 3 to 1. With a 5. 0D. Right, so these guys now rout. Okay, so the question, and they've got a route towards the lines of communication, which is down this side of the map over here. So they can't come this way. They've got to come this way. So, and they route their full movement potential, which is 5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Would they go into the woods? I have to find out the answer to that question. Looks like they ignore terrain costs as long as it's not impassable, which this is obviously not impassable. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They end up there. And they get... How do one denote a route? Well, they get... We're in turn 6. So they get actually a double counter on them to note that they are en route. I will decline to advance after combat here. Oh, and Hanau goes with them at the present moment. That does increase the fatigue to 5 though, which is not exactly a happy place for me to be. But yes, that concludes the melee phase for the French. French rally phase. Right, so we're going to start with this cavalry over here. Oh, I don't think there is anything else to recover. So, right, those guys there. Their morale says 11 on them there. They've got 5 fatigue, so that'll take them down to, because every 5 decrease their morale is 10. They're disordered, takes them down to an 8. Let's recover. Yeah. Disordered troops morale decreased by 2. Right, so this stack with Nancelti Okay. So this unit here, morale of 11. Take away 2 for disordered. Is down to 9. He gives them +3. So anything but a 12. Okay, and the other unit stacked with them. They're okay. Right, this guy at the back, he's 10, -2 for disorder. Is 8 and -1 for fatigue is 7. They recover 2. Okay, I'll tell you, let's do these eager beavers here. All right. So morale of 10. Disorder makes that 8. And they're not fatigued because they're part of Sebastiani's. No, they actually, that's an Imperial Guard unit. So it's 10, take away 3, that's a 7. They do come back. This is San Sebastiani's, so they're on a 9, take away 2 for disorder is 7. French rolling good on their morale recoveries. Hope I haven't cursed that now. And this is also on a 7. Nope, staying good. Right, so all 3 of those recovered nicely. Alright, so this here, I'll leave that there for the moment. So the top unit's morale is 9. So Bastiani gives them 10. Take away 2 for disorder is an 8. Good enough. Next one's is an Imperial Guard unit. So it's an 11, 12, take away 3, 9. 2 for disorder, 1 for the fatigue. Yep, they recover. And the last unit, he's on a 9, 10, he's on an 8. Well, they all came back. Couldn't ask for any better than that. Okay, so that's the end of the rally phase. It's just my fatigue now. So the Imperial Guard here dropped to 4. Not being the target, haven't moved. Now some of these guys, they did move, so they can't, because they pulled back, so they can't recover. So I believe that's the end of the fatigue phase, which will then conclude the French turn. Okay, just now as a recap of what's going to happen at the beginning of the next turns, the coalition now are on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 24, 25, 67, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 67, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44 actual step losses. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 disordered units. So that will take them to 66. So their army morale will be 6 over this time. Okay, so that concludes the turn. for the French. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed what you're seeing, hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And I will endeavour to get the coalition turn done as soon as possible. All the best. Bye.